A's Extra.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 32 on the Cape League season. Chatham back at home, hosting YD, and it's time for Catch of the Day. I'm Hudson Ridley, joined by Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe. Your first year as an assistant coach in the Cape Cod League. The season, or rather the regular season really, is almost over at this point. How would you assess your first year as an assistant coach here?
Overall, I feel like it's been a fantastic experience. It's nice. I'm a head coach at the college I work at, so it's nice kind of stepping back into an assistant role and just being everything I can be to help Cookie and the staff and do everything we can. So it's been a great experience. I've learned a lot. Hopefully I've helped other people learn as well.
How does that role change from being a head coach to going back to being an assistant now?
When there are things such as rain and difficult decisions, you get to kind of take a back seat and offer your advice, but nobody's sitting there judging my decisions at the end of the day. And so, same thing with whether it's pinch hitting, pitching decisions, anything like that. I can offer 2 cents, and it may not even be worth 2 cents. But when you're the head coach, you're tasked with making the difficult decisions and getting a little criticism from players, fans, whatever. And as an assistant, it's nice just to kick back and watch the big man do his thing. And it's also nice to learn from somebody like Dennis, who's been around way more baseball than I have, and get to see how he handles different situations and learn and see how I can apply those things into my job.
What have you learned?
Oh gosh, a ton of things, especially when it comes to situations, but mainly what I've learned from Cookie this summer is just he may be one of the most just calm, cool, collected guys in all of baseball that I've been around, and no matter how a guy is playing, he never makes them feel worse. He always makes guys feel better. And so a lot psychologically, and then a ton of examples of just in-game baseball type things, coaching cues, and even just baseball stories that I've craved to learn from these guys, and it's been an awesome summer.
You got to have your family out here this summer as well. They came out for a little bit of time. What do you remember from having them here? Oh gosh, an absolute blast. Just I remember my son coming out and seeing the crowds that are out here and just eyes wide and kind of like, wow, my dad gets to coach this, and being proud of that. And my wife and I really enjoyed being up here right now at home. I think the feels like temperature is about 115, and so being able to be outdoors all day with the kids was fantastic. Getting to go to the beach, the Shark Center, all through downtown Chatham is just a special place, and getting to have the family up here was priceless. You coach at the kids camp here, and your son Lou got to be a part of the kids camp. What was it like to coach him?
It was awesome. He hasn't gotten into t-ball or anything like that yet. I don't, outside of just pitching to him in the backyard, I don't get to coach him that much, and so it was awesome getting him up here. We established relationships with some of those kids at kids camp, especially the ones that are habitual camp goers and come back every week, and so getting to introduce him to them, and then them helping him out and them being fired up whenever he's hitting wiffle balls over the fence and all of that, it was just an absolute blast. So getting to incorporate him into my experience this summer was fantastic.
What's it like raising a family as a baseball coach?
Oh, man. It's a better question to ask my wife. She gets 99% of that credit. She is a rock star for baseball coaches that are looking for, advice on how to raise a family in baseball, or just people in general that are busy with their jobs and their jobs takes them away. Marry a rock star. Like I did. I did one thing right, and that is pick, I don't even know. Picking isn't the right word. I had to convince her to marry me. But it's tough. The time that you do have, it's really important to be intentional with your time, prioritize them, not go home where they feel like an afterthought. You kind of got to get hyped up and be excited to go home, so you show them like, hey, I'm excited. They're excited for me to come home. I'm excited to be home, and make the most of it. But time is limited, so make the most of that time you have.
Chatting with Brett Doe on the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 32 on the Cape League season. Brett, what is the dream for you as a coach?
Oh, man. I just love coaching. I love coaching players that are serious about baseball, talented players, and so it'd be nice to go coach with some cooler logos on my chest, and that is the dream someday. But just be where my feet are right now, and keep developing as a coach, keep learning, and then eventually coach even more talented players than what I'm able to coach right now, and make a little bit more money too. Would be nice. So,
how do you stay where your feet are when you're always looking forward? There's so much to look forward to in the future. How do you stay where your feet are?
Surrounding yourself with really good people and people that you care to be around, and they help you grow, you help them grow, and that's the name of the game, is just being where your feet are. Like I said, like be there for the people you're around, help them grow, they help you grow, whether that's staff, players, administrators, bosses, support, everything. So it's establish relationships where you're at, and it's easy to be where your feet are.
Wise words from Chatham assistant coach Brett Doe. Brett, thank you for joining Catch of the Day.
Thanks, Hudson.